Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Quick look here at Avalanche, seeing what's going on. This coin is doing, well, it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. It fulfilled its final wave ABC pattern here for Elliott Wave. So what that could imply is that we might be able to see a new increase potential, but just know this for Elliott Wave, when a pattern finishes, it doesn't necessarily have to start a brand new one immediately. Okay, so we're kind of starting fresh, but we may not be at this point where we just start making higher highs and higher lows because we finished it. Just some heads up there. Keep in mind too, obviously, when we take a look at the overall, this X marks the spot, that's where we want to have confirmation. So we can even scroll that over here. We need a closure above 35 or at least to be able to confirm any type of bullish trend here. Okay, so not in a situation where AVAX is 100% good to go. But we're going to look at a few key factors to ensure we know what's going to happen next. So if you are new to the channel, not a financial advisor. I love to teach people to trade though. Hope you can learn something today, obviously. You want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is a site. Jumping over to our Discord, get to know our community. Awesome group of folks there. We got some nice profits here from Ethereum, Matic that just occurred roughly an hour ago. Chainlink, Solana, AVAX. Some really nice profits here in the last 12 hours essentially for our day trading bot. So congrats to our community members for that. Catching some nice shorts. So, not like we're short heavy per se. We got some longs with our swing trades here, but I'm considering opening a short with a few other altcoins here just to kind of hedge our longs with some shorts, just in case Bitcoin pulls some more shenanigans, because it's definitely looking like it wants to continue to kind of toy around with us a little bit. Okay. Regards to that fact, how does that affect AVAX? Well, let's take a look here. First of all, we got a heavy amount of liquidation here at 32 to 34. So that's a pretty solid amount of liquidation that is kind of highly contested. Okay, so whales are like, okay, great, we're going to push the price action down there. We're going to destroy a bunch of accounts, and we're just going to go ahead and get a better average price down. Okay, that's usually what happens. A lot of reasons why liquidity is just a focal point for the money market movers, those with a lot of money. Okay, so when we understand that and we recognize that, that tells us that this level here is a point of contention here. The most recent low, typically the area just below the most recent low, coincidentally in this case the 1 week low, is going to be an area of interest. Okay, so that could be a decent shorting opportunity down a good 5-6%. Again, depends on how you are. Obviously, we want to look at a few key factors here. I'm not saying to short if it's all you heard, then you probably shouldn't be watching in the first place, because honestly, that's not what I do. I don't just tell you what needs to happen next. We look at everything and kind of make an informed decision. And at the end of the day, this is your trade. You take responsibility for it. And if you want to follow my signals, it's all well and good. But these are my trades that I'm taking with my community. And if you decide it's not a good fit for you, that's perfectly fine. Okay. Again, plenty of fish out in the sea there. A lot of good opportunities, of course. You miss this one, you'll catch the next. Okay. So again, try not to get into that whole FOMO mentality. And again, I think it's just important to, again, take ownership of our own trades. So take a look here. $34.21. What does that mean for us here? Well, let's go ahead and push this out here a little bit further. Pay attention to our fib levels. We'll take a look at some of the traditional indicators here. We can see we got a second stochastic swing to the downside. That's typically carries a lot more weight than the first, implying we could very well see the price continue lower. However, we do see money flow index increasing. So we're seeing a lot of money flowing into this coin now at this level, this price point. So truth is, the price could continue higher. We're now under 50 on the RSI, never a great sign. So generally speaking, that's mostly a bearish sign there. We also have the MACD trying to diverge, but hasn't fully yet. So truth is, AVAX does look like it wants to continue lower. It's having a lot of difficulty crossing this $36 threshold. So until we can and do, there's really no reason to presume it's going to. A lot of it hinges on Bitcoin being over 44,000, and we haven't seen that yet. Okay. Oh, quickly to note, let's double check the moving averages on the daily, and we can kind of see that we're still under the 50 and just barely above the 20. Losing that 20 would give us a little bit more confirmation the price is going to continue lower. Once again, that's just kind of a bearish sign. It's not necessarily a sky is falling sign. Okay, so please recognize that we're not like on the edge of disaster here. Bitcoin kind of is, and if Bitcoin does pull back, then we'll see a pretty heavy retracement from AVAX as well. Okay, again, not a ton of support, and with all that extra liquidity to the downside, makes perfect sense. So looking at all the moving averages, or more important, the simple moving averages here, we're below 3 out of the 4. So a lot of coins are right here right now, where the 100-day SMA is the only thing holding the price action in place. Okay, so not great. If we take a look here at the stochastic RSI, we can see a second stochastic swing to the upside. Interesting behavior, right? We got a lot of conflicting factors in multiple time frames for a lot of coins right now. So that's just kind of the reason for that, is because Bitcoin doesn't know what the F it wants to do right now. Am I a bull? Am I a bear? I don't know. It's like an identity crisis right now. Shoots up and down within minutes. So kind of getting tired of those shenanigans. It's really giving us a lot of false positives, and it can be difficult to find good swing trades in this market. Okay, so just please understand that if you're following my trades, wondering where the signals are, I can assure you I'm not just sleeping on the job looking for opportunities, but there is not a lot of good, clean trades anymore right now. Okay, it's just kind of a trashy market. So all that being said, though, we're under 50 on the RSI, money flow index is low. These are typically signs the price is going to continue lower. However, a lot of times you can get a pivot or a bounce off of 30 there for the money flow index, so keep in mind we could see a little bit of a rally here. That's not a reason to take a trade, though. All right, so what is next here? Well, let's take a quick look at the hourly and see if there's any kind of confirmation here. I highlighted this earlier, but generally speaking, we are definitely below the cloud. Lagging span's getting closer to the price action, though, so this does tell us that we're in a situation where the price might end up going back up. In other words, once you hit that level, it kind of just lets us know that if you have a short position open, you may want to consider trimming your profit. Okay, it's not a reason to close your trade because we're still below the cloud. This is ultimately the biggest deal here. And with the cloud kind of averaging itself out here at about 34.50, that could imply that's a new resistance level. And if we spend some more time right at that level, then I think a short might be a good consideration. But for right now, it's probably best not to do anything. We got some conflicting information on both time frames, the 4-hour and the daily. But the general consensus here is that the overall trend is still bearish in this coin. Till we can close above $36, there's really no reason to consider a long position. Or more importantly, I guess you could even say $35 in like 24 to 48 hours. So this time tomorrow, if the price isn't above 35, you really don't want to consider a trade. Okay. So a lot of reasons to not take a trade here. Again, a good trader will look for reasons not to take a trade instead of convincing themselves to take a trade. So please understand that. Patience is key, and it's important to wait this market out. It's not, it's not dire straits. We're not in terrible shape, but this coin has a lot of room for growth, and we're not seeing that yet. I would say be patient, see if Bitcoin can break 44,000 and hold that level. If so, then I would say longs are going to be much more viable at that point. Between now and then, consider hedging your longs with some shorts on only specific coins, because generally speaking, you're going to have more success going to the downside than the upside right now, just based on the market conditions. Most altcoins are knee-jerk reactioning down by 2 to 3x versus Bitcoin's 1x correction. So just some friendly advice there. Other than that, be sure to check out Bitunix, phenomenal exchange. I like to recommend them because they offer healthy rewards. Use my link to register, but no KYC, no VPN. Our community uses them significantly, and they're very, very beneficial. So check them out in your own time. Thanks again for being an awesome part of my life as well. Deeply appreciate you. Like, subscribe, follow if you haven't already. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.